Hello, Python starters. We're going to talk a little bit about text file input using Python on the Raspberry Pi. And first, I want to introduce you to something called Twine. Maybe you've heard of it already. If not, let me give you just a quick overview of Twine. So Twine, you can get it by going to twinery.org. And I'm just going to use it online here on the Raspberry Pi. So with Twine, you can create new stories. So I'm going to create a story. We'll just call this Good Morning. And each story consists of passages. So you can just double click on this to edit it. We'll call this passage Good Morning. Then we can put a description in here. It was a beautiful morning. The birds were singing. And then we can offer choices for the viewer, the reader, and make it interactive. So let's do that. Would you like to, and the way you put a link to a choice is just put double open brackets. Go for a walk, and then close those double open brackets. Or watch the sunrise. Okay, now we can close this. And Twine will automatically create the go for a walk and watch the sunrise options. So we'll edit these really quickly. You go for a walk along the path and enjoy a gentle breeze, okay? And then the other option is to watch the sunrise. You find a perfect place to sit and watch as the sun comes up over the mountain. Okay, once you've done that, now you can hit play to play this story, and it will bring up the initial passage that you can read, and you'll see highlighted as hyperlinks the two choices that I entered. So you can click on those. We can choose to go for a walk, or we can go back here and choose to watch the sunrise. Now what's great about this is you can export this to a file. So we're going to do that. We're going to publish this to a file, and that is going to save it in my downloads as an HTML file. And I'm going to open this up just to take a look at it. And a few things you'll notice. First of all, if I turn off the word wrap, you'll see that it's HTML, and then there's a line here that has some story data. So this row of information has the information about these different passages. And if I come down here to that section of the file, we'll see that it has these PIDs or passage IDs, and it has a name, and there's some tags, and then you'll see the text that goes along with that. Okay, this is perfect. This is a nice text file. Okay, so now let's go back to Python, and we're going to create a new file, and we're going to work with text inputs in Python. Okay, so we'll start by opening a file. So one thing that we should make sure that we do is that we close the file. So one way to do that is to use the try finally syntax. So we're going to try using the open function and assign the result to a variable. So we're going to open this file, and the file name is right here, goodmorning.html. And a capital G, make sure we have the case correct. Okay, and then I'm going to, before we go any further, I'm just going to save this into my downloads so it's in the same folder. We'll call it goodmorning.py. Now, once we've opened that file, we can do some things with it. For example, we can save the file text into this variable by calling the f, which is the file object, .read method. And then we'll put a finally statement here. So if any error happens during this process, we can be sure to close the file because we don't want to leave that resource hanging out there. So we're going to save this, and now we're just going to run this to just make sure we don't see any errors coming up. Okay, so no errors there. So now let's do something interesting with that file text. Now the file is closed. We're going to say print file text. And then I'm just going to save that and run it again. And it'll just output all the contents of that file as we saw here. Excellent. So now we can see it's outputting that information, which is great. We want to be able to view that, and that's exactly what we hope to see. Awesome. Okay. So now let's look at one other way that we can do this. So another way that we can do this is with a with statement. We can say with open goodmorning.html as f, and then we can put our statements here. So in this case, we're just going to read all of the text into a variable called file text, and then we'll print that file text. Okay, let's save this, and let's run it. Excellent. So there we have it. This is an easy way to open a text file and read the contents. And we'll do some more with text files in the future, including some fun things like regular expressions to be able to quickly search for and find the story data that are stored, in files such as this one. And then we'll do some other things like reading other types of files or reading line by line. And what's great is this opens us up opportunities for us to do all kinds of fun things. So please let me know what you would be interested in seeing us do next. But it could be really nice to pull this up, parse this story data, and then create something interesting, some sort of interesting output from our program to make this story data really useful, turn it into a useful format. So some ideas are we could turn this into like an Alexa skill or some other kind of application or app. So we'd love your feedback and questions to give some idea of what you would like to see us do in future videos. So there you have it. Thanks a lot, and we'll be back soon.